So, hello everybody, welcome to month 6, duty 5. And here we're going to look at providing support to mentorees, providing information, advice and guidance, and working within own professional boundaries and recognising the requirements for referrals to professional services and when they're required. So I really love this one because there's so much I can teach you in this part. It's so much to cram into one duty as well. And then actually, we will run through the slides, the pages, just so we've done it. But then I'm going to kind of just go off topic and I'm going to show you, well, I won't be going off topic, I'll still be on topic, but I want to show you the cool stuff to help you best support your mentorees. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so provide support for mentorees, information, advice and guidance within known professional boundaries and recognise requirements for referrals to other services when required. I'm going to try and give you my... So I've been doing this since I was 16, so 25 I started. We're coming up for 24. So what is that? 19, 20... nearly 30 years. So I'm going to try and give you 30 years of my advice all into some nuggets that you can take away and go, that sounds a really good idea. So here we are. It definitely starts off with assessing mentorees' needs. You can't give good information, advice and guidance if you haven't assessed the mentor's needs. Now, assessing the needs means you've got a really good pro forma that you're going to use. So when we think about it, what we need to know is, why are you going to do this course? What is it you're getting from this? And in your initial assessments, do you need help with English? Do you need help with maths? Do you need help with learning? Are there additional learning needs there, such as dyslexia, ADHD, or autism? Do you have the equipment? Do you have the resources? Have you done study skills? Have you got coping strategies? So kind of this stuff. Then you're going to want to know why you're doing the course and what are your next steps. So there's a process called Matrix, and I will show you Matrix in a minute. But Matrix is about getting on a program or getting in a program, then staying on a program, then rolling off the program. So getting in. Are you the right person on the right course for the right reasons? So are you in my classroom? Am I teaching you for the right reasons? Because if I'm not, it's going to come very obvious. And I say that with many years of experience. So when I work with apprentices, I absolutely love working with the ones that are hungry. They make the best students. They really make the best apprentices because they want to learn. They're engaged with the material and they're just going to fly through it. The ones that I absolutely struggle with, like a struggle bus struggle with, are those that just don't want to do it. So they're not the right learner on the right course because ultimately they're just not interested. It's not a priority for them. They don't want to be there. As far as they're concerned, what's in it for me? So they're the hardest ones because you have to pull them through. Then keeping people on program. So if you're on the right program for the right reason, you're going to progress because you want to progress. So those that I have to drag through starts to demonstrate that they're not the right learner on the right program. And then finally coming off. I want the ones 6 months beforehand that start chasing me going, Steve, I want to go to uni. Can you do my application? Can you do this? Can you do this? Because then I feel I've achieved something in that person's life with them. So Matrix is a quality kite mark, and we'll look at their website later, but it's about getting in, getting on, getting off. And the Matrix will give you the tools to do a good IAG session, information, advice and guidance session. Other relevant information looks around professional or personal and professional development. So here, you just need your codes of practice within your sector. So what are your codes of practice? If you're in skills for care, here's the skills of care codes of practice. You know, every industry's got their own codes of practice. Give sound advice, you know, as a mentor, know your subject, know your industry, you know, and be passionate about it. Offer the guidance, you know, remember the phrase, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for the day. Give him the fishing rod, you feed him for life. So that's where you want to be. Respect those boundaries. You know, you can take the horse to water. You may want to put the head horses in the water, but eventually you can't make them drink it. So be mindful of your boundaries and recognize your limitations there, because that can become exhausting. I call learners like this, or students like this, energy vampires. They just suck the life out of the room. It becomes really difficult. It becomes exhausting. It kind of demotivates you. You feel a bit flat, but ultimately recognize that. Encourage independent decision making. Look at where you want to be. Maintain that confidentiality. Look for other professional services to know where you can refer somebody to. So if, for example, you are struggling with the writing, so let's just say you've done a piece of work with somebody and you can really see that English isn't a strong point for them, then look at what it is that needs to be done. Is it a speaking and listening thing? Is it an English as a second language thing? Or have you got a neurodivergency there? So is it dyslexia? Could it be, dyspraxia, dyscalculia, ADHD or autism? Because if it's any of those, then you need to do referrals to get additional help. So if, for example, you're in a job, you don't have to do functional skills, but you need to do minimum core skills, again, you could just go to the Skills for Care website, and on the Skills for Care website, they've got loads of stuff to help with English. Loads of stuff, absolutely loads of stuff. Wealth of knowledge on there. You can go to a college. All colleges offer free English and maths. If you think there's dyslexia, there's free online dyslexia tests. If you think it's ADHD, go to ADHD UK. There's a free online ADHD test. If you think they've got autism or ASD, then go to Autism UK, and there's an assessment there. So if it's a dyslexia, or if it's dyslexia, then you can do the assessment and then refer them on and show them the website Dyslexic UK. If it's autism or ADHD, then you can look at maybe doing a referral under the right to choose route for an assessment, and I'll show you all of that in a second. But it's about having that knowledge under your belt. You don't have to be the one at this level. We're not telling you to assess people. We're not telling you to diagnose them. We just want you to have the ability to identify it and refer them on, and just give them that information. You have got your presentation there, so you can go through that. And there is a book that I've written for you as well. So have a look at that. So there's your book and your presentation for this module. So you can go through those in your own time for additional reading. So how to provide relevant vocational advice and guidance. So first of all, I've just gone through this, but we're now going to have a look at Google, because I want us to, I don't know why that does that. I must somewhere have kept that in there. Matrix IAG. So Matrix is all about good, strong information, advice and guidance. It is the quality kite mark in England for good information, advice and guidance. It launched in 2002. The standards and frameworks used to assess organisations' competencies in the field of IAG, information, advice and guidance. Now, yes, Matrix is expensive. You don't have to do it. Of course, you don't have to do it, but you could just use the framework within your role. You could use some of the tools. So there you go. So let's allow the cookies. So here, if your company does a lot of training, then obviously it'd be great to get Matrix, I'm sure. But here you can go through, have a look at the website. It looks at creating that positive culture, E&D inclusion. It runs through what you need to do. It talks about the standards. It looks at what you have to do to achieve the standards. It looks at what the typical journey's like. You've got your starter pack, look, there's support stuff, training support. So there's lots of really cool stuff on here that you can go through to look at what good information, advice and guidance in training looks like. Okay, so just be mindful that the matrix standard is the quality standard for IAG. And again, when we talk about the pricing for this, let's just have a look. So between 1 and 24 people, oh, that's not too bad. £300 plus VAT. That's not that much there. Oh, they've obviously lowered their prices. I definitely thought it was more expensive than that. Anyway, apparently it's not. Good. So actually, it is definitely worthwhile. And again, you get the matrix standards. Great. Nice and simple. And if you look at the tools, so information advice and guidance tools. So let's go to Google there. So IAG template. Oh, is that the guidance packs? Let's have a look. Oh, there you go. Look, you get a free copy of your self-assessment and templates there. Okay, good. So that's really how you're going to get vocational pastoral advice and guidance to meet points of referral for matrix. Now, let's just say you've got somebody who has ADHD, so somebody who lacks focus, bit hyper, quite hard to work with, ADHD UK. Just go to ADHD UK and it will give you all of the information. Because again, if you're working with people, you may pick up that somebody's talking quite quickly, lots of flights of ideas, very hyper, always on the go, lots of energy. So welcome to ADHD UK. And again, you don't have to have the answers. You can just refer them to here. And here, look, there's their screening tool. They've got the self-assessment screening tool. So they've obviously had to tidy up on this website. I'm not so sure I like what they've done there. Don't know what they've done with this website. Anyway, about ADHD, so you've got your self-assessment screening tool, but equally what's more important is the right to choose. Maybe it's just my page loading up. So the right to choose. Where were we? It's gone now, isn't it? Anyway, the right to choose is the right in law for you to go and have a formal assessment. So again, you can do that. But again, for education, if you're a mentor, look, they have resources for you to help you as a mentor. So have a look at those resources. So again, Dyslexia UK has the same. And ASD. So Autism UK has, oh, you probably actually want the national adult one there. What is autism? So again, here you've got diagnostic screening tools there, things for education, and lots of stuff to help you understand that there, and then points of referral. So you don't have to be an expert in all of these points of referrals. You just need to understand that if I've got somebody and I'm working with them and I'm picking up the fact that they're struggling, why are they struggling? What is it that I can do to help? You know, because you may be the first person. Mentoring is such a privileged position because it's one-on-one normally. So you get that extra time to spend with them. Anyway, the roles and responsibility to understand professional boundaries, legal and ethical requirements, including safeguarding. We have covered that in previous ones, but just so you're aware, skills for code of your skills for care code of practice. This is what you should have a copy of. So again, if you are working with people, make sure you give them a copy of the code of practice so they understand, these aren't your standards. This isn't you making things up. This is, there you go. It's under code for practice skills for care. It's what we expect. It's what we expect, and it's what the public expect more so. So again, you've got your code of conduct there. Now, again, look, you've got things on here about managing supervision, how to do time management, how to manage well-being. So there's loads of stuff here. Equally, within here, if you are a mentor, they also have stuff for the core skills. Terrible typing and looking at the screen at the same time. Can't do multitasking. So core skills there. So if you have a member of staff, it doesn't matter what sector you're in, you can still use these resources. But look, you've got English support there. Lots of stuff to support English. There's an activity and assessment pack. So if you want to know where they're at, do the activity pack with them. You've got their numeracy skills and you've got their digital skills and you've got the ability to reflect. So learner checklist, reflective stuff. So there is loads of stuff here for you as a mentor to support English and maths. So I just want us to know that these resources are there and that we should be tapping into them to be able to promote better outcomes. Feedback. So again, looking at different feedback techniques. I know we've covered these already, but there is a lot of different feedback techniques in which you can use. And ultimately, as I've already said, if you do good information, advice and guidance with your mentoree, you'll understand which is their preferred method. So it's up to you how you tailor it. You can have specific, the sandwich, timely feedback. Timely feedback is within whatever you agree, really. I statements, encouraging self-reflections, and how do you think that went? So it's entirely up to you on that. Think about how you're going to embed all of this. So S11 looks at the information, advice and guidance that mentorees to support and develop towards agreed outcomes. So in your development plans, let's have a look. So in your development plans, it's really up to you mentoree information pack. Oh, look, you've got an agreement template. Perfect. So if you haven't got this stuff, it's not difficult. You can go online, you can find it. Don't tell anyone that. It's a secret. Okay, so here you can see, look, you've got lots of stuff here to help you. There's your contract, there's your goal setting. So the resources are there for your organization. You can just run through them. So look, giving and receiving feedback, lots of stuff, which we just looked at there. Tips on effective virtual mentoring, so working remotely. Look, there's your mentoring agreement and contract. So that's part of IAG, right? Information, advice and guidance. Here's what you're going to work towards. This is our kind of agreement worksheet log, so we can use these. Here's a mentoring preparation worksheet. So there's lots of things, and it's from Manchester University. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop that in here as a tool for you, so you can download it if you want, because it covers everything on this page, right? That mentoring handbook covers it all. And each business should have their own mentoring handbook for new staff to come along and kind of understand what it is you're doing. Oh, not sure what's happened there. I think we've lost the page. There we are. So let's pop example mentor. And I'm going to do that as an external link for you. Oh, look at how nice I am, right? This is the kind of mentor I am. Promoting your independence, allowing you the opportunity, you know, trying to make life easier for you. And get rid of that and save. Lovely. Okay, so we've covered all of that already. We've spoken about the behaviours in previous duties, but in this one, you need to demonstrate and promote a sustainable practices with the mentoree. So for you to be sustainable, you've got to look after your health and well-being, and you've got to look after theirs. So lead by example, set those ground rules, do the learning agreements, you know, make sure that they understand their roles. You know, you agree not to disclose things, you agree to be on time, you agree to be professional and to be honest and respect privacy and be committed and all of that stuff. Promote good work-life balance, you know, and honesty, just the honesty bit. Deadlines are deadlines. Now, I appreciate that life is difficult. I get it. Family life, complex, credit crisis, Christmas, birthdays, Easter, the lot. I get it. It's all difficult. But here's the but. You have the same time as everybody else. That's it. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a reason. But the one thing you can do is, if you're going to miss a deadline, is be respectful and talk to your mentor about it. So encourage that and talk about it, because if at university you miss a deadline, you fail the module, and if you fail the module, you fail the course. You still pay your £9,500 fee. That's the lesson here. We need to encourage responsibility, but we need to encourage deadlines. Deadlines are about commitment, aren't they? And that's the work-life industry. We have to work towards it. So please set those ground rules around deadlines. If you have a deadline, it's a deadline. But if they miss it, it's not the end of the world. Have an agreement in place. You know, that's why we have reasonable adjustments. Extenuating range of circumstances. Not everyone's a monster, but try and work to them. Work to ethical legal standards. We've talked about that in our previous sessions, so we won't go through that again. And we talked about resilience in our previous thing. And again, I did say, if you go to my YouTube channel, where obviously at the Mental Health Nurse, and you look under the mental health stuff that I do, actually I can show you just so you know where it is. It's on the playlists. So your videos, I think, let me just show you where it is, because this is a great resource for you as well. So as a mentor, if you go to playlists, down here, no, next page. Micro skills to manage common mental health conditions. So here I've done 23 videos. Oh, but look, we've got grounded skills, body self-talk, vagus nerve, breathing skills, managing emotions, goal setting, accountability, like we just talked about, reframing thoughts, coping skills, improving self-esteem, emotional regulation for people with poor emotional intelligence, problem-solving skills, managing anger, visualization, managing stress. So there's lots of resources on here that you can use with your mentorees to help kind of promote this sense of ownership in who they are. Demonstrating encourage mutual respect. So again, we've covered all of that in previous lessons. We don't need to go over that again, but that's there for you. Okay, great. So we've got our reading list now. As I already said, the Mentor's Guide. So that one was in the previous list, so I highly recommend that. The Skilled Helper is actually very good. That's a very good book, The Skilled Helper. We spoke about emotional intelligence as one of your theories and frameworks in the last module. Some helpful websites. So we already spoke about these again. So the National Mentoring Resource Centre, the Mentoring Befriending Federation. This is quite good. So if you're a mentor, you might want to have a look at that. And then your theories to work upon. So things that I need you to go and research for your essay is going to be the growth model. So how are you going to use that to promote better outcomes? So hopefully you're going to be thinking about matrix. You're going to be thinking about making sure you've got those resources and referrals. Cognitive behavior coaching. Look, cognitive behavior coaching, all of this, acceptance and commitment. That's cognitive behavior. Coping skills is cognitive behavior. Reframing for, oh, I can't do it, it's too hard. Well, reframe it. Just reframe it. So they're all skills. Oh, can't do it. Problem solve it. Oh, what's the bloody point? Manage that anger. There we go. That's managing cognitive behavior. Reflective practice. Again, we spoke about those. Transformational mentoring and active listening, etc. So let's look at the assignment. So the assignment for this is nice and straightforward. Provide support to mentorees by offering information, advice and guidance, working with one professional boundaries and recognising the need to refer to other professionals where necessary. So I'm not telling you what to say here, but I am strongly advising in this, we should have a reference to matrix, because matrix gives you the framework for information, advice and guidance. The professional boundaries, we should be referring to skills for care, codes of ethics. Strategies for assessing and dealing with other professional services, you could use things like the right to choose route under ADHD UK or ASD or Dyslexia UK. Ethical considerations in providing information, advice and guidance. We'll go back to what it says in Matrix or what it says in your code of practice from Skills for Care. But remember to do no harm, etc. Provide a real world example. So here, just a couple of lines on how you have done that for somebody. And then here, analyze the potential benefits and challenges. Oh, and remember English and maths. So English and maths, you've got your core skills there. So I'm hoping I've given you enough in this lesson to manage those outcomes. And I've put you on a new journey to promote your independence, keep autonomy going, and I've given you that fishing rod. So I will see you in the next duty. I don't know how we've jumped from duty. Hang on, what am I doing here? Was that duty 6? Duty 5, yeah. So we're going to move on to duty 6. Not sure what the screen's doing there. And I will see you in the next session. So take care. Bye for now, everyone.